Hi everyone, it's Rachel from Don't Crop Me Now. I thought I'd give you an update on our seedlings in the greenhouse at home. So with everything that's going on with the coronavirus, I'm planting everything at home now. We're hoping that, the restrictions won't become so strict that we won't be able to get to the plot at all, and hopefully by May time we'll be able to plant things out of the plot. So our plot is currently clear, ready for planting anyway. So this is my greenhouse at home. It's quite big. It's 10 by 12, so it's quite a big greenhouse. We never usually utilise this greenhouse very well, so it's probably the best it's ever been used. So I just want to show you where we're up to in the greenhouse at home. So on this side we've got the veg seedlings. So really, again, there's not that much coming through yet. It's only really the start of the planting season. So the onions are taking off, and then we've got various brassicas. These are different types of brassicas. So cauliflowers, that one is kohlrabi, Brussels sprouts, and we've got some kale there. Shallots just poking through there. And then we've got lots of seeds that have been sown but not quite showing through yet. So it is quite warm in here, so hopefully they will start coming through. So we've got things like sunflowers, beetroots, a few different types of flowers like poppies, cornflowers, various different types of herbs, French marigolds, types of lettuce, more different brassicas. So we've got a few more there. And then on this side, this is what I've been busy with really recently, is I have been pricking out and potting up mainly bedding flowers or annual plants. So this is for the garden and also for the allotment. So we've got all these. Which are flowers. So this side, I've still got some more flowers that I've ordered mail order, so they've not turned up yet, but not, well, I say not huge amounts, but there's quite a few actually, but not certainly crazy amounts that need potting up like this. So I do buy these in those tiny plugs, just because I find it easier than growing things from seed, mainly because you just need to start them really early, and therefore the only heated space we've got is inside. We haven't got any heat in any of our greenhouses. So if you order the sort of bulk packs, it's not too expensive, and if you see how many plants you get, because even when they say, you get 500 plants, you get way more than that, because each little plug has usually got multiple plants in. So even the ones that I've got that set might have been 42, I've often doubled that, or in some cases probably near tripled what I've got from there. So these are all different types of bedding flowers. And then the sweet peas that we had at the plot I've brought home, and some other plants like geraniums, petunias, and this is that thumberger, which is a climbing flowering plant that we put on all the pergolas. It looks really pretty. So that's my flowers, and that's the veg so far. So not that much. I mean, once we start pricking those out, there'll be quite a lot, and so that's why I'm going to need a bit more space. In here, what we have got is some of the peppers, aubergines and chilies. So if you're worried that they're heat-loving plants, you're totally right, they are. But if you can get somewhere that's covered within a cold greenhouse, you will hold a lot of the heat. It's not so much it's the variations in temperature. So obviously it's warm in the greenhouse in the day, but it still drops quite cold overnight. I have found that from this time onwards, it works really well if you just have a mini greenhouse within your greenhouse to keep them in, and if anything, keep a watch on it on the day, because if the sun really comes out, it'll be too hot in there. So often I open that up within the day and then shut it up maybe about 3 o'clock to hold the heat overnight, and it works really well for me. It means by this time of year I can get some of those seedlings out of the house, because at the moment it's taken up half of my kitchen worktop, which isn't that workable, especially when I'm trying to have some really strict cleaning regime in because of coronavirus and having people that are quite at risk in our house. So I've got these out now, and I will pot them up as they get a little bit bigger, but I'm not going to worry too much about them. The rest of them are still inside, either haven't germinated yet or are so tiny. So that I will put the chilies, peppers and aubergines in, and everything else just goes into the cold greenhouse by itself. So now if I'm in there, I've not got a thermometer in there, but it is quite warm. So I will shut this up to try and hold some of that heat. We've also got automatic opening on the window, so it does regulate quite well really. They'll drop and close as the temperature drops overnight. So that's the rest of the garden. The other thing we've brought home from the plot is, I was talking about sorting this border out and planting perennial shrubs in there. I've been growing quite a few different perennial plants at the allotment that I was going to bring home to put into this border. So I started bringing these home just because if we do have any more sort of stricter lockdown and we can't get there, I'm going to miss the window really for getting them in. So I've started bringing them home. Hopefully over the next couple of days I'll bring the rest home. It means that we can plant that border up. Other than that, trucks are happy. Not much else going on in the garden. Daffodils are looking really nice as well. So take care everyone, keep safe, and I hope you're managing to do some planting and keeping those green fingers going. Bye.